Fit like nu. Welcome to Learning Scottish Words Part 11. Doric Scots, the tongue of the northeast of Scotland. Nu, our first word is humble-dodies. And as you can see, they're fingerless gloves. So that's what we call humble-dodies. And when we was bairns, our mothers used to make humble-dodies out of all pairs of socks. So if you can imagine, looking at this picture, if you can imagine that was a pair of socks, and the fits of them cut off, and then our mothers would just stitch the fingers and between the fingers together, and you would have a pair of humble-dodies. So it's humble-dodies. Now, our next word is footret. Now, a footret is, as you can see in the picture here, a ferret. So it's the word footret. And as picture here, you can see another example of a footret, and this footret seems to be wearing a humble-dodie. So it's a footret wearing a humble-dodie. Now, this next picture is a picture of a weasel, and this is, we call a weasel a footret and all, but in certain bits of the northeast of Scotland, what they would call a footret is the weasel, just the weasel. So, but in our part of the northeast of Scotland, we call a footret a weasel or a ferret. So that's the word, the footret. Now the next word is buckram, and buckram means of a techt. And as you can see by this picture, there's a picture of a jarry of jam or a jarry of marmalade or something, and they're going to open up a lid with this fancy contraption thingy, because the lid is off a techt, so the lid is buckram techt. That's the word buckram, and this applies the same way as bit of a rope, and it's got an off a techt knot in it. So that knot is buckram techt. And you would knot a marlin spike to poke into the knot and slacken up a knot, louse a knot a bit, so you can get at it. So that's the word buckram. Now the next word is becht. And this just means like little clumps in it, it's tangled up together. And as you can see in this picture, there's a man sitting doing untangling all the little wee bechts in his nets, because they've all clumped into a becht. And here's another example of a becht. There's an all black and white photo of a wee clump of rope that's wishing up on a beach, and it's all knotted up into a becht. And here's a wee puppy and a kitten, and they've been playing about with some wool or ooh is we got a wool. That's another wordie, oe. And that's Papa and a cat and's been playing about with the oe. And it's all clumped and a becht. So that's the word becht. And as picture here is just another example with the word oe. And that's what we call wool. So for them make the wool and the woolen mill in Peterhead near far for us. We got the oe mill. That's the woolen mill in Peterhead. The oe mill. Now the next word is scour. Now there's 2 or 3 different ways of using this word, scour. And this is an example in of the ways. As you can see, as fancy car, somebody's fancy car, and there's a great big scratch being aside of it. Well, that's a scour. There's a big scour being aside of that car when it paint work. And another example here of the word scour, as money is given as we loan a scour in the side of the head. So he's giving him a hit in the side of the head. Well, that's a scour in the side of the head. And this is 2 gorillas, and one of the gorillas is giving the other gorilla a scour in the back of the head, or a scour in a log. And this is the last example of the word scour. And as you can see, a lad sitting down, reading his newspaper, sitting down in a lavvy. And that's a toilet, the lavvy. And he's got a dose of the scour. So that means diarrhea or diarrhea, whatever way you say it. But that's a dose of the scour. So what's the word scour? Now our last word in this lesson is squibs. And as you can see in the picture, there's a whole batch of squibs, a selection of different types of squibs. And squibs obviously is fireworks. That's what we call fireworks, you see, squibs. So it's a selection of squibs. And this is our grand finale. That's all your squibs going up into the sky. So all the bobbies that you've spent in that squibs, they're all going up in a puff of smoke in a matter of seconds or a few minutes. But that's the word squibs anyway. Now I hope you enjoyed part 11 of learning Scottish words. And mine look out for part 12 or part 12. And I'll catch you after now.